Welcome to Joe's Astrology. Top five reasons why people don't like astrology. My number one reason, and stay with me till the end. I'm gonna kind of try to make this more casual, not very scripted. Stay with me till the end because I'm gonna give you the shocker number five, which I can't say I'm 100% sure, but I'm leaning in that direction for good reason. Number one reason people don't like astrology. They're afraid. They're afraid of what the unknown. They're afraid of what they don't know about. They think it's scary. They think it's scary because they think that it's going to predict their future. Like the first thing that comes to these people's minds is astrology. Oh, I can predict my death, or the dark things that come to their mind. Oh, I can predict when bad things are going to happen to me. And you can really, this first one, you can see really where a person is and how afraid they are in just of life in general. And it's amazing that they might be religious, and of course religious institutions might even tell them, which I'll get into the next one, the next reason. They might tell them that to be afraid, it's a dark thing. Like there's so many posts on YouTube and preachers in general talking about this. It's all total crap. It just really shows you how afraid they are in general. But back to my point was, they're supposed to be religious. They're supposed to have faith in God. A lot of the religions talk about having faith in God. And these people have no faith whatsoever. That they think that looking at where the planets are in the sky and coming up with, it's just as if like you're playing a game and you're coming up with what the planets are symbolizing with this game on a piece of paper, and they're afraid that that's gonna, I don't even know what it's gonna do. It's completely superstitious. That's another word they use, superstition. They're just proving that their own life is superstitious. Their own approach to life is superstitious. Number two, second reason people are afraid of astrology. They've been told it's the devil, it's evil, etc. We've all heard this before. I had somebody send me, I was worse as an astrologer, like in being in a relationship and having someone send you a video of a preacher where he comes out on stage, thousands of people, he's got thousands of followers, and the first thing he says is how evil astrology is and how you need to stay away from it, etc. All these people are listening, and this person knows I'm into astrology, and I respect other people who have different beliefs and who are Christian. I respect Christianity, and have a great understanding for people's different beliefs and understanding, or different beliefs and different approaches to life. And believe me, I can't get into it through this video, but when this person sends this to me, and it stings. I remember that day. It stings just to watch this man stand up there and just deceive thousands, perhaps millions of people who think that this guy knows what he's talking about. The number three reason that people don't like astrology is that it exposes their lies and makes them vulnerable. Many of these people, deep down, they know that they're deceivers. They know that they're not very responsible. They know that they're liars. They know the so-called sins that they've committed, and they want to hide them. This can be a very unconscious or subconscious process. They also, they want, which I'll get into the last one, kind of ties into this, but yeah, it exposes their lies and it makes them vulnerable. A lot of people don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be, yeah, I've heard saying things like that. I don't want to be stereotyped, and these also these things are really showing their lack of knowledge of astrology. They're referring to things other things than astrology. They've never seen a birth chart. They never heard of a birth chart. If they saw a birth chart, it would look like another language to them, which they would just kind of ignore. So it really exposes their lack of understanding as well. But making vulnerable, they don't want to be. This is particularly the left-brained type. They don't want to be vulnerable. They want to be strong. They want to know that's the kind of irony too. They want to know what's going on. They want to have control, and yet they have no fucking clue, which this just proves. If you are into astrology, you read birth charts, or maybe you just can see the truth in lots of different things, you would know that it's ironic and it's kind of funny that they want control, they want to be in charge, and yet they don't know this amazing thing called astrology. The fourth reason people don't like astrology, they think it's an excuse to not be responsible. You've heard this before. When someone might say, well, I'm a Leo and that's why I do this, or I'm a Scorpio. And then that person will think that, oh, so you're making excuses for your behavior. And that might be what that person's doing, but that's not what astrology is. And even if they were making that, I mean, I actually think that that there is some validity to that people are using astrology to make excuses for who they are. And I'm perfectly okay with that. No one's perfect. No one's ever going to be perfect. And especially when it comes to like asserting your individuality and just wanting to be yourself. And this is like, this topic is huge. I just started a book with a famous psychologist from back in the 70s and 80s. He wrote this book about this, and I just read part of it already that said something about people just want to be themselves. And, as long as they're not hurting anybody, if they can be themselves, more people can be themselves, they're less likely to do harm or to just be a danger or be a nuisance in general. So yeah, I do. I think they're really getting that confused. I mean, who doesn't want to be themselves? If you study astrology as well and look at birth charts, if you check out my playlists on analyzing birth charts, it's kind of what I'm trying to show is that everyone is doing what they want. Everyone is being themselves, trying to be themselves. And when someone says you're just trying to, you're making excuses, they're just showing how unintelligent they are, and they're just kind of like trying to sell you on, it's okay for me to be myself, but it's not okay for you to be yourself. So, as with anything, a lot of these things I talk about are definitely hard to understand. It's more, I think there's really no need to comment. It's just a discussion. It's just food for thought. The fifth reason. And this is the last, hopefully you made it this far, because this reason is what I'm leaning towards. And the fifth reason people don't like astrology is God doesn't want them to know. And I don't mean that in a sense that God doesn't want, or the source doesn't want them to know because it's this or it's that. I just think that the more I study evolution of the soul, or if you just observe humanity, you can see that there is a learning curve of sorts. And at the bottom of that curve, not to say one person's better than the other, but at the bottom of that curve, they're just not they're just not supposed to know. And that makes perfect sense to me. So if you've liked this video, please subscribe to the channel for more great astrology talk, and I hope you have a great day.